What's going on, everybody? It's Pacman Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and today I got to give another update yet again. This one for the WTOC's Don Logana, where he died on November the 20th, 2016, where he was traveling across the state lines to get back into Georgia, where Don Logana was hit by a Cleveland Coleman. Cleveland Coleman is still facing felony DUI charges, but now he will be facing no charges in Jasper County. He won't be facing those charges in Chatham County. He's been extradited to Jasper County, that's in South Carolina. And also, there has been another arrest in the case. The driver of the truck that had Don Logana in the back seat, that driver was also arrested. And that guy's name is Erich Richter. I have a picture of him as well. He was charged with driving under the influence on Monday morning, but he's out on bond right now. Now, like I said in my last video that I done about Don Logana, if you haven't seen those two videos, I'll put that in the link in the description as well. But what I just want to reflect on is, okay, I just want to look at the whole situation as it is. You know, Cleveland Coleman was faced with DUI felony. Okay, he's known for the DUI. Now, you gotta look at it on the other side. Erich Richter, the driver of the 2009 Mitsubishi Galant that was carrying Don Logana and two other passengers. Now, Erich Richter was the driver, and he was obviously under the influence, well, drunk. So it kind of raises other questions, like what were the conditions of the other people in the car with Don, and why couldn't the other people in the car drive for Erich Richter if they know that he was drunk? Or maybe they didn't know Erich was drunk. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that whole night in particular. I'm pretty sure when the trial comes, more answers would come around. But it leaves a lot of questions that's unanswered right now. Like why wasn't anybody else driving, and just what was the condition of everybody else in the car? Because obviously you don't want anybody that's drunk to drive anywhere. That's a very dangerous thing. So if any other updates for this happens, which I'm pretty sure something will happen pretty soon, I'll let y'all know as well. Now, in other news, this is really crazy and a really detailed story. Now, there's a trial going on this week for the murder in 2014 in December of a 21-year-old North Carolina man whose body was found near King George Boulevard, near the construction site where they're doing all that road work in Georgetown. His body was found in that construction site area in 2014, and that man's name was William Whitsett. I have the picture for him so you can see that. Now, this is really crazy. Now, what they're saying about this 21-year-old guy, Mr. Whitsett, he was from North Carolina, but he initially came to Savannah to set up a marijuana trafficking situation, like a little, set up base, in Savannah, set up his own little trap, I can say. And the people that's involved with his death is Kevin Palmer. Now, Kevin Palmer was actually arrested with actually two other people, Palmer's girlfriend, Genevieve Meeks, and the neighbor, Bradley Bates, who is a military police officer. They were all originally charged with murder, but the investigation continued. Those charges were dropped on the other two, but not on Palmer. So the case is still going on, but like I said, this is a really odd story because you have a guy who's not from Savannah come to Savannah and ends up dying. And how he died was that he was actually lured to Bates' apartment and was shot and killed there with his own gun. And of course, his body was dropped in Georgetown. Now, he was actually shot to death with a .22 handgun. And more about this situation, well, actually about him, he was actually stopped and arrested in Texas for having more than 15 pounds of marijuana. Now, that comes a little bit odd to me, that a guy gets caught with 15 pounds and doesn't get any prison sentences behind that, I mean, you can leave your own speculation behind that. But, you know, the dope game, ain't no friends in that. It really ain't. You know, ain't no loyalty. I know this little 21-year-old dude, he was coming to Savannah to start business with other people, but man, it's really, there's no loyalty in that. It really ain't. Especially if you're working with people that you don't know. And apparently the guy that killed him was working for him. So, like I said, man, ain't no loyalty out there. I'm not just saying that just to have cool points. It really is none. People will cross you out for the littlest amount, let alone how many pounds he ever had. So any other updates for this case, I'll let y'all know as well. Now on Monday, we actually had a drug arrest in the Tatemville neighborhood. Tatemville is on the west side, if you didn't know. Savannah Chatham Metro Police Department were receiving several tips about illegal drug activity in the Tatemville area, and they actually had this vehicle under surveillance of these two guys in the car. The two guys in the car were 26-year-old Leonard Anthony and 37-year-old Martino Buxton. They were in this car. They were stopped at one point just for a basic traffic stop, a traffic violation. And when that vehicle was actually at a stop, and when the police officer tried to go up to the vehicle, that car fled. And when that car fled, it went on the intersection of Boyd and West 59th Streets, where they eventually got out the car and ran close by near some residential place in the 900 block of Sherman Avenue, where they got out their vehicle and fled the scene, but they were arrested nearby. Now, these guys were charged with, actually was found with 1 handgun, 28 grams of cocaine in crack and powder form, and 30 ecstasy pills. And Buxton is charged with possession of a firearm by a felon and in the commission of a crime, possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute cocaine and ecstasy, and various traffic charges. Now, Leonard Anthony is charged with possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute cocaine and ecstasy. Both of these guys are convicted felons, so you already know what that time comes with. That comes with, you're looking at double digits times. You know, you're gonna be serving double digits off this. You know, getting caught with an ounce of cocaine. That's just one big charge right there in itself, you know, let alone you're a felon with handguns. So any other update for this, I'll let y'all know. If this goes to trial and it makes major news, I suppose I'll give an update on it. But these guys' future is already sealed in the Chatham County jailhouse. Now, I most recently dropped a video today about WTOC special about the gang violence and the gang crime that's happening in Savannah, and basically the whole cover-up of Chatham County just, I guess, hiding information about gangs. So basically tourists will come here and just have a good old time. Well, I'm gonna talk about that in a little sec, but I'm gonna just talk about Meg Heap. Now, Meg Heap is the Chatham County District Attorney. She prosecutes a lot of high-profile cases. I did the video about where she's prosecuting the 4 blood members that killed Dominique Powell last year in Tatemville area. Now, she's trying to do something in the city. Like, she's really, from I'm reading from the article, is that she's trying to get more prosecutors in the city to prosecute more of the gang members, so crime could go down. And if this goes right, they say that this could attempt in decreasing the crime by 60%. Now, the biggest issue, what she was saying in this whole article, was that people or prosecutors in Savannah, I guess, are paid less versus going to a bigger city like Atlanta, where they get paid more in a bigger circuit. So I see where Meg Heap is coming from, where a lot of other prosecutors and attorneys want to go to other bigger cities to make more money. versus staying in Savannah and making the money that you're making now. But more about the whole Gangland situation. Hopefully you guys watched the whole video about the Gangland. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, I'll put a link in the description. It's a very good video. But I just want to touch on some things in that video. I was going to make this separate, but I might as well just do it now. Now, you got to understand is that Savannah used to be very different. You know, it used to be just have Waters Avenue. You just used to be Waters Avenue crew. You used to have Tatemville, TVT or TVP, whatever they call themselves. Gwinnett Street. You used to have HVP, Hitch Village. You used to have what's that other project? Yamacraw Projects. You know, they have a little gang situation out there. You know, just that was like the bigger gangs like back then. When I say back then, I'm talking about I guess you can say pre 2007, 2008. That was like the most notable, I guess, gangs in Savannah. I mean, people in Savannah been knew that, you know, there were gangs in Savannah, just not on that level that everybody think that it's on. Now, if you've seen the special that I've done, well, not that I've done, but that special that I posted lately, in one segment of the video, they said within the past 14 months, over 80 gangs have been spotted in the Chatham County Jail. Now, of course, 80 gangs don't exist in Chatham County. You know, most of those people that get caught in Chatham County that's arrested that have gang affiliation, a lot of those people come from different states, you know, different areas of the United States. But however, within those 14 months of those different gangs, of those 80 different gangs, I believe 528 of those were gang members, actual gang members. Now, the dynamic of the gang structure has changed now. And I kind of looked at the list of things in Savannah, and the list is different now. It's more than just Waters Avenue, Gwinnett Street. It's more than just TVP or Tatemville. Now you got the Blood Gang. I mean, I know Blood Gang was been in Savannah, but now it's a little bit more structured, and they have a little bit more notoriety now that that infamous homicide that happened in Tatemville. So you have the Bloods now. You have Carver Village, I believe, over there. They're Crips. I believe they cripping over there. And you have a few other different like hybrid gangs. So I mean, the dynamic has changed from Savannah, just from it being like neighborhood gangs. Now it's just like I mean, it's still neighborhood gangs, but it's more so on a larger level. They kind of label themselves as being a Crip or a Blood or from this organization or the other. You know, I don't really know too much about the whole the street gang shit myself, because when I was in the streets, I wasn't doing this. You know, I was on some other shit. But if you've seen the whole WTOC special, you know that the police were actually knew about this situation, the whole gang situation. But whenever they would present the information out, you know, they would get laughed at and say, hey, you know, don't worry about this information right now. This is not important. Like, yeah, we know this is happening, but this is not important, basically. So now Chatham County police are dealing with something different now. They're dealing with a bigger gang problem. And it's something that a lot of other cities can't handle, a gang problem, because a lot of the gang problems, when the police notice the problem, it's already too late. You know, it's already gang retaliations happening in the process, and other situations happening in the streets. Now, I just want to answer something that one of my personal friends asked me. What is the bigger gang in Savannah? Well, I don't think it's just one larger gang. I think I put it this way. I just put it my answer plain and simple. It's really two really big headline gangs in Savannah. The Bloods, of course, and I've been seeing a rise of GDs. If you don't know what a GD is, that's a gangster disciple. I've been seeing a lot of gangster disciples on the rise in Savannah. I'm not even gonna lie, and I've been seeing them in basic places, walking down the street. Hell, you've seen them on Facebook. You know, even when I did the update for the murder, I can't believe what murder it was. It was last year, where the GD actually got killed, I believe, on the south side. So GDs have been rising, and blood gang membership has been rising in Savannah. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't know who has the biggest group, but I know that those two gangs probably are getting a lot of attention now. But yeah, I mean, that's all for right now. I didn't want to really make this too long. I just had some things I just really want to discuss. A lot of things that's just been going on that just couldn't be ignored in the city. But if there's any other updates I can do for any of the videos that I covered, I promise y'all I'll let y'all know. I'll keep y'all up to date as much as I can. But that's all for right now. It's Pacman Jones with Savannah Seaport News. And also, follow me on Twitter and follow me on Facebook. You know, I actually respond to people. Sometimes I don't do a video fast enough, and you want to actually hit me up and see what's going on with certain videos that I'm talking about. Hey, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook. I got that link in the description. So if you want to reach out to me, hey, feel free. But that's all for right now. It's Pacman Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and I'm out.